Here's promised, Copper Twin Victor down here at the Capitol, Olympia, Washington. There's our brother Patrick from 22 Too Many down with us.
Glad I came.
Alan Acosta's over there on the other side, talking it up. So many other groups, veteran groups, and motorcycle clubs down here.
All right, here we go.
This event.
There's no porta potties, so you got to stay focused up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you a 32-year U.S. Army Green Beret retired, Mr. Keith Looker. Thank you for being here, sir. We appreciate it.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for having me today. I hope you don't mind. I went ahead and wrote my comment down because I have a tendency to ramble on if I don't. So keep this short for you guys. Kind of put everything down in writing. First off, I'd like to thank you for inviting me to speak today. It's a pleasure having the opportunity to address the Veterans First Ride for Veterans. It is fitting that we meet today to commemorate our veterans, because September is a time of remembrance. We remember the end of the war with Japan on September 2nd, 1945. We remember the horrific events of September 11th in 2001. We remember our POWs and MIAs who are still unaccounted for from the many wars on POW MIA Recognition Day on September 21st. And we recognize the gold-starred parents of our military families who made the ultimate sacrifice on September 30th. Throughout history, the Americans have always answered the call to serve and protect our country. Many of them have returned carrying the scars of war, both physically and mentally. As a nation, it's our responsibility to recognize them for their sacrifice by providing them the help they need as they transition back into our communities. I believe that this is the purpose of today's ride. Like Veterans First, we believe that our veterans have an urgent need for assistance, and it is our responsibility to help. There are around 32,000 veterans that live in Thurston County, which is the county you guys are in right now. Of them, about 300 are World War II veterans, 2,500 of them are Korean War veterans, 10,000 are Vietnam veterans, and about 14,500 are veterans out of the Middle East conflicts. Even though they all come from different generations, they all share the same common needs. In Thurston County, more than 2,000 of our veterans live below the poverty level. More than 8,000 have a service-connected disability. Throughout the state, about 23% of all of our suicides are veterans. And about 50% of our veterans have never applied for the VA benefits they fought and earned. In response to these needs, the City of Lacey started the joint undertaking with Thurston County, the South Puget Sound Community College, and many of our outstanding veteran service organizations and providers. With the goal to assist the veterans and families in receiving the help they need. On October 7, 2016, the Lacey Veteran Service Hub opened as a one-stop shop for veteran services. The intent was to make it easier for our veterans to obtain the services they need without having to travel all over the multiple county area. These services were provided Monday through Friday at no cost to all veterans and their families. The Lacey Veteran Service Hub currently provides the following services on site. Provide VA claim assistance, including assistance with getting disability benefits, military service verification and documentation assistance, education and academic eligibility assistance, assistance with medical and dental, veterans housing assistance, including emergency shelter placement, supportive housing placement, and housing program vouchers. We also have on-site counseling and peer-to-peer support for veterans and their families, including post-traumatic stress disorder, military sexual assault. We have a clean and sober group, and then a woman veterans peer group. We offer financial assistance, including emergency funds for shelter, food, utilities, and health expenses, as well as financial management counseling and classes. Nutrition assistance, including we're a satellite location for the food bank, and we offer nutrition classes. We offer legal assistance, and we provide transportation throughout Thurston County up to the VA facilities up in Pierce County. I would like to highlight the fact that the Lacey Veteran Service Hub's goal is to be a community-supported veteran center. We currently have around 50 organizations that provide assistance to the veteran. The Hub also has a dedicated team of about 40 of the most passionate and devoted volunteers you'll ever come across. The majority of them are also veterans. They perform many of the Hub's core activities, from the reception desk, the client registration, data entry, navigating the service providers and the services that we have there, and driving the veterans up to the VA hospital for their medical appointments. The Hub expects to log in more than 5,000 volunteer hours in 2018 alone. Even though we focus on the veterans in Thurston County, no veteran is ever turned away from our doors. We have clients that come from all over the western Washington area, all the way from Vancouver, all the way up north to Bellingham. Based on the numbers of our first 8 months of this year, the Hub is expected to support about 6,000 veteran appointments. We are excited by the possibilities of the Lacey Veteran Service Hub. We believe it is developing one of the best practices models that other communities will be able to duplicate. We are honored to be able to serve the veterans who have sacrificed so much to defend our freedom. Once again, I'd like to thank you for inviting me today, to giving me the opportunity to speak about the assistance we provide. I'd like to say God bless to our military members who are serving in harm's way. God bless to our veterans and our families. God bless the United States of America.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Let's give him another round of applause. What a great program. What a great program, and thank you again for your service. That's so wonderfully impressive. So we have another speaker coming up now, Amy Buckley, correct? I got it right. And Amy served in the U.S. Army. No, the Navy! Oh, the Navy! God, I'm sorry! You know, as I'm thinking about that you served on the USS Enterprise, I'm thinking to myself, he started a thing that says Navy, and I read Army into that, so my apologies to you Navy veterans. So Amy served as a combat special, oh my gosh, I'm really pulling this out, warfare specialist on 2 aircraft carriers, and 3? He said 2. Gosh, we'll get it right. It'll be 4 next time. God, Amy's like, God, I gotta follow this chump. So, Amy, first of all, thank you for your service. Thank you for being here.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Amy.
Go Navy! Go Navy! As you know, my name is Amy, and it's an honor to be here. First and foremost, my heart is already filled with, oh God, I'm getting emotional seeing all the bikes. I grew up near Sturgis, okay? I love Sturgis. I've been there. Love it. Love the Harleys. Love the sound. So thank you so much for riding in. It makes me homesick. Now, let me start my presentation. Okay. Where were you when the world stopped turning that September day? That's the first line of one of my favorite songs by Alan Jackson. Well, I was on the USS Enterprise. I was with a command out of Whidbey Island. I was with EA-6B Prowlers. I was aviation supply. And I had just was returning to my workspace or my office. When I walked in, I asked my supervisor, what movie are we watching now? That was right after the first plane hit. He said, Buckley, he said, this is happening in New York City. It's not a movie, it's real life. About as soon as he said that, I could feel the carrier, which is 2.5 football fields long, 90 feet tall, 5,500 people on board. I could hear the commanding officer come on board, come over the radio or the 1MC and say, as you can see what happened in New York City, we're awaiting orders from the President of the United States of America. The boat stopped, and I was scared, I was ticked, I was ready to go. I was ready to do what I've been trained to do, and that was aviation support, make sure the EA-6B Prowlers had the parts that I would give them to all the groups so they could get the aircraft up, launched, right up to the helicopters launched, we launched, then the fighters launched. The Prowlers, my jet, jammed the enemy signal so that we could send the fighters and send the Air Force bombers as well and hit the targets. So my job, one October day, a couple weeks had passed, I was in the galley, I was eating, and all of a sudden I saw the bombs come through. They had a yellow stripe. Those are the real ones, not the blue stripe, which are toy bombs. I touched it, and I knew tonight would be like any other night, and this is the night I had to do what I was trained to do and get those parts for my aircraft with my small team of 7 up to the flight deck and get them launched. They launched at approximately 2200 or 10 o'clock that night, and they flew, and when they returned, or excuse me, let me back up a second, the commanding officer says, here's wax pencils, go down and mark a message on those bombs. He said, one night only you can make a message. So we did. Then we went up to Vulture's Road that overlooks the aircraft carrier. And some of us just cried and cried. Others did a high five. Here we go. It happened. They took off. F-14s and F-18s. When they returned, they gave us a high five, but very somber-like, and said we took care of business. When we returned on November 10th, we returned to Norfolk, Virginia. I swear there had to have been about 10,000 people, at least, on the pier, and God Bless USA was playing by Lee Greenwood. And we were all around the aircraft carrier in our dress blue uniforms, standing at parade rest as we came in. That night, we offloaded because we had to go home to Whidbey, so we got on an aircraft and we went to Jacksonville first, then we went to Whidbey, and by the time we got home to Whidbey, it was 5:30 a.m. But that's okay, I didn't care. I finally once did what I was trained to do. No, I didn't carry a gun, and I thank those that did. And I wasn't in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Desert Shield, but I was in what they call Operation Enduring Freedom and then Operation Iraqi Freedom. I was medically retired a few years later. And one of my favorite football coaches, no, he's not Nebraska, and I'm from Nebraska, and I love me some Dr. Tom Osborne, but it's Lou Holtz from Notre Dame, legendary Lou Holtz. And Lou Holtz said, the best 2 days a person can have is the day that person is born, and the second day is knowing what your purpose is. Well, just recently, I found my purpose in life at the age of 47. I've been so blessed I was just recently elected as post commander of VFW 318 or 318 just down the street, literally 2 miles away. I'm the first female post commander in 99 years at this post. I'm very humbled and very honored to have this position, but it carries with it a lot of weight. I'm also now junior vice commander at District 5, so the next level up. So I'm learning at that level as well. And then we go department or state, and then we go national. Maybe one day, I'll work my way all the way up into the national. But what I have learned lately is when I walk into our VFW 318, I walk in with a smile on my face and I say, hello everyone. And they all turn around and say hello when I walk into the canteen. I want everybody to feel like they're my brothers and my sisters when I walk in that VFW. Because they are. No matter what war they served in, no matter how they're there, whether it's VFW Auxiliary and they've got relation that have served during the war, they are my sisters and they are my brothers. We're also fortunate to have other groups there, AMVETS, Sons of AMVETS, and Marine Corps League, as well as VFW Auxiliary, which I just mentioned. So I'm proud to have them. Currently, we're remodeling our home because it needs a facelift. And my goal, ultimately, is to go get everybody off of JBLM and to bring them down to our post. Now, we do have a VFW in DuPont, which I'm proud to say, congratulations, welcome to the family of VFWs, but I'd also like them to have the option of coming down to Olympia post. I want to save our vets that are fighting today, and I want to help those that have PTSD. And it starts with the bottom line, it starts with educating our young ones. That's why we have Voice of Democracy and Patriots Pen scholarships, and that is a national scholarship where they get money out for college scholarships, obviously. They also do cash prizes. So, and that starts at, I believe, 5th grade on up, 5th or 6th grade on up to high school, okay? We also do Buddy Poppies. That is the VFW Memorial Flower. So we hand out Buddy Poppies and take in donations on those specific days like 9/11, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, POW Day that's coming up. So we have Buddy Poppies. We do so much more. I could stand here and talk, but I will close with this. I am proud to say I'm part of the Honor Guard. And to watch my team as we fire, I'm the only female on that team. Hopefully I'll get more females to join. But I'm proud to stand there with my brothers and fire the rifles. And then to watch a master sergeant in the Army, usually is the one to do it, drop down, walk over, pick up our shells that we had just fired, take a bundle of 3, and walk to the family and kneel down and present the flag and the shells. No matter what branch they served in, it's heartbreaking to watch. So I just want you to know that I welcome all these brothers and sisters. You are now my brothers and sisters. I welcome you all down to the VFW 318. If you want to go home, I understand. because of the weather. But if you'd like to come over to my club, my team's club of 800 members of the VFW and 400 of the auxiliary and so many more of AMVETs, we'd love to have you come over to our club today, which is only 2 miles away. I thank you for your service. I thank you for being here. I thank you, Rick. There's Rick. I know, but I was addressing you too. I thank you, Premier Motorsports, okay, for sponsoring it and having us up here, okay, and being in front of the state capitol. God bless all of you. Please ride safely home. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Amy, for your service, your continued service. And I want to thank Keith, Amy, our sound, our bagpipe player, and most of all, you veterans. We love you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Have a safe ride home. Be blessed.